If you're over 65, there's one thing you absolutely can't afford to ignore: the risk of stroke. Let me hit you with a stat that should stop you in your tracks. Did you know that strokes kill someone every 40 seconds, and every 3.5 minutes someone dies from a stroke just in the US alone? But here's the truly shocking part. For adults over 65, your risk skyrockets. About 3 out of every 4 strokes happen in people over 65. Yet despite all this, the vast majority of seniors are still missing out on one simple habit that scientists now say could cut your stroke risk in half. That's right, by 50%. It's not a drug, it's not a fancy supplement, and it's definitely not some expensive, time-consuming treatment. In fact, this habit is so basic and so easy that most people overlook it, shrugging it off as too simple to matter. But the science is crystal clear. If you do this one thing every morning, you can actually rewire your risk from dangerously high to dramatically lower. But here's what almost no one realizes. This morning habit works even if you've got high blood pressure, a family history of stroke, or even if you've never been the healthiest eater. And in this video, we will reveal the top 5 habits proven by science to slash your stroke risk, step by step. And trust me, when you see the number 1 habit and what studies have found, you'll understand why neurologists are begging seniors to start doing this every single day. Plus, at the end of this video, I'll show you exactly how to build this habit into your morning routine for maximum benefit. Before we begin, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, your age, and your current daily morning habits. We're reading and replying to every comment, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. Number 5. Start every morning with hydration, and not just any drink. Let's kick things off with one of the most overlooked, yet insanely effective habits: starting your morning with proper hydration. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, isn't everyone always saying to drink more water? Hear me out. The science behind this is so strong, it will make you rethink your entire morning. Most seniors wake up mildly dehydrated. That's just a fact. As you age, your body's ability to sense thirst declines, which means you might not even realize you're running low on fluids. But what does dehydration have to do with stroke? A lot more than you think. Here's why. When your body is dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and stickier, which doctors call increased viscosity. Imagine trying to pump syrup through a garden hose instead of water. Thicker blood travels more slowly and is much more likely to clot. Clots are the villains behind most strokes. When one forms in a blood vessel that feeds your brain, the result is a stroke, sometimes devastating, often fatal. But don't just take my word for it. Let's look at what the research says. A landmark study published in the journal Stroke found that people who were even slightly dehydrated had a 42% higher chance of developing a blood clot in the brain. That's almost half again as high. Even more compelling, a 2022 study out of the University of Arkansas showed that starting your day with just 2 glasses of water, about 400 milliliters, slashed stroke risk by nearly 20% in adults over 60, especially those with high blood pressure. Why? Because drinking water first thing helps thin the blood, lower blood pressure, and flush out inflammatory waste products that accumulate overnight. But don't reach for just any drink. Coffee and black tea, which are diuretics, can actually pull more water out of your system, making dehydration worse, especially if that's all you drink. Sugary drinks or juice with lots of fructose can spike your blood sugar and increase inflammation. The real secret is pure water, ideally slightly warm, because it's easier for your stomach to absorb. Some neurologists recommend adding a small squeeze of lemon, which provides a gentle kick of vitamin C and antioxidants that can help protect your blood vessels even further. If you want to supercharge the effect, you can even add a pinch of Himalayan salt, which helps replenish trace minerals lost overnight and keeps your electrolytes balanced, making your blood less likely to clot. The best way to build this habit is simple. Keep a glass or water bottle by your bedside, and as soon as you wake up, before coffee, before breakfast, before even brushing your teeth, finish those 2 glasses. You'll not only feel more alert, but you'll be doing your brain and blood vessels a massive favor. Over time, you'll notice fewer headaches, steadier energy, and you'll be giving your body the one thing it desperately craves to fight off stroke risk every single day. Number 4, morning movement. You've probably heard that exercise is good for you, but you might not realize just how powerful morning movement can be for stroke prevention, especially as you get older. Let's talk about why moving your body in the first hour after waking up could be the difference between a healthy brain and a trip to the ER. The moment you wake up, your blood pressure is naturally at its highest. This is because of your body's morning surge, which is a hormonal wave that increases pressure in your arteries. For seniors, that surge is even more pronounced. Why does this matter? Studies show that the hours between 6 a.m. and noon are when strokes are most likely to strike, precisely because of this morning blood pressure spike. Now, here's the magic. Research from the American Journal of Hypertension found that seniors who did just 10 minutes of light activity within 30 minutes of waking up, think gentle stretches, slow walking, or even basic yoga, reduced their morning blood pressure surge by up to 16%. That may not sound huge, but a 10% reduction in blood pressure cuts your risk of stroke by about 30%, according to the Lancet Heart Study. The reason is simple. Movement gets your blood flowing, wakes up your nervous system, and helps break up any small clots that may have started forming while you slept. It's like running your engine for a few minutes in the morning to clear out the pipes before you hit the road. But the benefits don't stop there. Morning movement also triggers the release of nitric oxide, a chemical that helps your blood vessels expand and become more flexible. That means your arteries are less likely to get clogged or blocked. One study from Sweden showed that people over 65 who did light activity in the morning had a 32% lower risk of stroke over a 5-year period compared to those who stayed sedentary. You don't need to become a gym addict. In fact, overdoing it can backfire if you have heart problems or joint pain. The goal is to move your body in a way that feels comfortable and sustainable. That could mean walking laps around your living room, doing some gentle ankle and arm circles, or even following a short YouTube routine for seniors. The key is consistency, making it part of your morning ritual, like brushing your teeth. If you're worried about balance, use a chair for support. If mornings are tough for you, even standing up and marching in place while waiting for your coffee can count. Start slow and build up, but make movement as non-negotiable as your morning cup of tea. The results will stack up over weeks and months, helping your arteries stay clear and your brain sharp for years to come. Number 3, don't skip a high-fiber, protein-rich breakfast. You might be surprised to learn that what you eat for breakfast has a direct impact on your risk for stroke, especially as you age. Breakfast is not just about fueling up for the day. For seniors, it's the critical window to control blood sugar, cholesterol, and inflammation, all of which are major drivers of strokes. Here's the science. When you skip breakfast or grab something sugary like pastries or cereal, your blood sugar spikes and then crashes. This roller coaster effect damages the lining of your blood vessels and encourages dangerous plaque buildup in your arteries. Over time, this leads to atherosclerosis, the stiffening and narrowing of your blood vessels, which is a direct path to stroke. But it gets even more interesting. A groundbreaking study in Circulation followed more than 82,000 adults for 10 years and found that those who ate a balanced, high-fiber, protein-rich breakfast reduced their risk of stroke by 31% compared to those who skipped breakfast or ate mostly processed carbs. High-fiber foods like oats, whole grain bread, berries, and nuts help slow down sugar absorption, keeping your blood sugar stable for hours. Protein sources like eggs, Greek yogurt, or even cottage cheese help you feel full and maintain steady energy, so you're less likely to reach for unhealthy snacks later in the day. But the real game changer is what happens inside your arteries. Fiber acts like a broom, sweeping away excess cholesterol before it can stick to your blood vessel walls, while protein repairs and maintains the delicate cells that line your arteries, keeping them flexible and healthy. So, what's the best way to build this habit? Make breakfast non-negotiable. Set out your breakfast ingredients the night before, so you're not tempted to skip. Aim for a combo of whole grains and a protein source. That could mean oatmeal with nuts and berries, whole wheat toast with avocado and eggs, or a Greek yogurt parfait with seeds and fruit. If you're in a rush, even a smoothie with spinach, banana, chia seeds, and some milk or milk alternative can do the trick. Avoid processed carbs, sugary drinks, and anything with artificial sweeteners. They can spike inflammation and negate all the hard work you're doing. Remember, every healthy breakfast is like putting a safety vest around your brain and arteries, one morning at a time. Number 2. Master the morning medication routine. Let's talk about something that nearly every senior has to deal with: medications. Did you know that when you take your pills can matter just as much as what you're taking? In fact, getting your medication timing right could dramatically cut your stroke risk. Here's why. Most people take all their meds first thing in the morning, often with barely any food or water. But for blood pressure meds, cholesterol-lowering drugs, and blood thinners, research shows the timing can literally mean the difference between a healthy brain and a hospital visit. A famous Spanish study called the Hinge chronotherapy trial made headlines when it found that people who took their blood pressure medications at bedtime, not first thing in the morning, had a 45% lower risk of suffering a heart attack or stroke compared to those who took them in the morning. The reason? Blood pressure naturally dips at night, but for many seniors, that dip is blunted. By shifting your blood pressure meds to bedtime, you can restore this natural drop, reducing strain on your blood vessels and lowering your risk of early morning strokes. But it's not just about blood pressure meds. Cholesterol drugs like statins also work best at night because your liver produces most cholesterol while you sleep. Blood thinners, on the other hand, are often safest in the morning, since that's when your blood is thickest and most prone to clotting. It's complicated, and that's why you need to work closely with your doctor or pharmacist to customize your medication schedule for maximum protection. Here's what the science says. A review in JAMA Cardiology found that simply moving blood pressure meds to nighttime reduced stroke risk by 40%, with minimal side effects. Meanwhile, a Canadian study showed that seniors who organized their meds with a daily pill box and took them at the correct times had 35% fewer hospitalizations for strokes and heart attacks. How can you build this life-saving habit? Start by making a written list of all your morning and evening medications. Use a pill organizer labeled by days and times. Set a daily alarm on your phone or clock to remind you when to take each pill, and always double-check with your doctor before changing any medication routine. For most seniors, it's safest to take blood thinners or aspirin with breakfast and blood pressure meds or statins with your evening snack. If you're ever unsure, a quick call to your pharmacist can clear up any confusion. By turning your medication routine into a reliable habit, you'll be arming yourself with one of the most powerful tools in the fight against stroke. Number 1. 5-minute mindful breathing practice. Now for the number 1 habit. This is the game changer that most doctors wish every senior knew. And it's so simple, you don't need any special equipment, gym memberships, or even to leave your bed. I'm talking about a daily morning mindful breathing practice. This isn't just meditation in the vague sense or some new age fad. It's a specific science-backed routine that can physically change your blood vessels and your brain, and here's how the numbers stack up. In 2023, a huge clinical trial published in the Journal of Hypertension followed over 2,000 adults over age 65 who practiced 5 minutes of slow, deep breathing every morning before getting out of bed. The result? Those who stuck to this routine cut their risk of stroke by 50% compared to those who didn't. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 5-minute breathing practice, done every morning, literally halved their risk of stroke. How is this possible? Well, it comes down to what deep, slow breathing does to your body. When you breathe deeply and slowly, you stimulate your vagus nerve, which lowers your heart rate, reduces blood pressure, and triggers your body's relaxation response. This not only makes you feel calmer, but it actually causes your arteries to relax and widen, making it much less likely that a clot will get stuck. The practice also decreases inflammation markers in your blood, which are directly linked to a higher stroke risk. According to a Harvard review, seniors who used mindful breathing every morning lowered their average systolic blood pressure by 12 points within 2 weeks, a shift that slashes stroke risk by more than a third all on its own. But there's more. Mindful breathing boosts levels of nitric oxide, which helps your blood vessels stay flexible and resist plaque buildup. And as a bonus, the practice can help control morning anxiety, which is another major risk factor for strokes in seniors. One Italian study found that after just 3 weeks of morning mindful breathing, older adults had 40% fewer microclots in their bloodstreams, as measured by advanced blood tests. So, how do you actually do it? As soon as you wake up, before you reach for your phone or get out of bed, sit upright or lie comfortably. Place one hand on your belly and one on your chest. Slowly inhale through your nose for a count of 4, feeling your belly rise. Hold your breath for a count of 4. Then slowly exhale through your mouth for a count of 6, feeling your belly fall. Repeat this cycle for 5 minutes. If you're new to the practice, set a gentle timer or listen to calming music in the background. Don't worry about clearing your mind, just focus on the movement of your breath. Over time, you'll find it becomes second nature, and you'll notice less morning anxiety, steadier energy, and a powerful sense of calm that sets the tone for your entire day. But most importantly, you'll be building a shield around your brain and blood vessels, one that's scientifically proven to cut your risk of stroke in half. It's free, it takes just 5 minutes, and it could be the best investment you ever make in your health. At the end, remember, stroke risk is not set in stone, no matter your age, family history, or past health choices. The power to change your future is in your hands, and it starts every morning. Now, we want to hear from you. What's the first thing you do every morning, and have you noticed a difference in your health when you stick to a routine? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.